Hi, my name is Ogechi. Welcome to my channel. It's been a long time. If you've been following, I probably haven't done a video in like a month or more than that. Yeah, I missed it. I think I missed exhaling on YouTube. I missed venting. I missed coming back to watch, because most times when I post, I go and watch my video by myself again just to see maybe how I did and if I sounded clear, whatever I need to fix. So I really missed filming, really missed it. So I hope you enjoyed my video today, and if you haven't watched me before and you want to see some more, please check out my page. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop your comments on whatever it is I've been talking about so you can share your thoughts. And in today's video, I want to talk about the weather difference between Abuja and Lagos and Jos, because I've explored these three cities, and when I say explored, I did not say going up and down, but like lived there for a sizable amount of time that enabled me understand the weather, and probably I'll pick my favorite place to be in. But as of right now, I'm hot and I'm in Abuja. So that part is very important. But let's go to Lagos first. Let's talk about Lagos weather. I've lived there since I was a child. Like, I grew up in Lagos, so and I'm not sure that I recognize that there are times when the weather can be cool in Lagos, except it rains. Why? Because that place is tight, it is stuffy, it is overpopulated. I have other comments about Lagos, but those are the ones that are relevant to this video. It's so bad that most of the time when I'm home, at least the current place that I used to live in Lagos with my mom and my family, the current place I used to live, I would most of the time have to take off my clothes and sit. Like, if I'm doing anything, if I want to sit down and work, if I want to sit down and watch TV, except maybe when I want to sleep, that one is even worse. But most of the time, I have to take my clothes off to feel like I can breathe. And I think that some of the reasons why the weather in Lagos is not so good is, first of all, the buildings are so close together. Right beside my house is another one, and on the other side is another one. So the proximity for breeze to blow is very low. This space, it feels like there's not enough space. I think where I currently live it's not like it's the best, but I've been to a lot of sites in Abuja and I've seen that the buildings are at least wider and they're even taller. The ceilings are taller, so it's easier for breeze to flow through. But first of all, the way they build in Lagos is not a healthy way. There are so many cramped up houses, and I've lived in quite a few when I was growing up in Lagos. I've lived in a few houses in Lagos and it's similar, very similar. If anybody in Lagos is not having a negative review of the weather, like when I say the weather, like based on it being too hot, it's too hot in Lagos, it will be because they live on the island, maybe somewhere really dope on the island, and maybe there isn't AC in their house all the time. Secondly, I think their houses in the island are closer to where the water area is in Lagos, so the air is kind of better. But I don't live there, so I don't know. My experience has been, I lived on the mainland, Lagos has been too hot, and it used to feel like the sun there is different and special. I know people used to say, oh, the sun in this city is I don't used to subscribe to sun before, but when I finally visited Jos, oh my goodness, there's sun, but I don't think I've had to sweat. Like, sometimes I wouldn't even want to wash the clothes I've worn 2 times, 3 times, because I do not sweat. But in Lagos, if I wear one time, or I see in Jos, every day it feels like a winter day, although there's no snow, but just was so cold from like the day I stepped my feet in there till the day I left. When I was even going to Jos, I think I wore something pretty like open. It wasn't supposed to be cozy or warm or anything, but by the time I was going in there, I was regretting my choice. Like, I should have had the cardigan on, but Lagos is hot, so the transition, by the time I got there, I think I pulled the jacket from my bag, or if I'm remembering clearly, and I was able to wear it. The few times I've had to transition like that, once I get to Jos, the jacket I have, I'll wear it. It's a beautiful thing to have cold. Now, I know that abroad, the cold can be too much for some people, but there's a certain level of humidity in the sky and everything that everybody needs for their brain to function. Sometimes I'm here in Abuja and it's kind of hot, and I know how it feels like to be stuck. I can't think because of that. Then imagine the double of that. That's how it felt in Lagos. So getting to Jos and seeing that a place can be cold almost all the time. Then when there's now Harmattan, there's rainy season, it's like times 4 of the cold. So much that my fingers will be chilly. I loved it. I know it was not convenient all the time, because sometimes I want to not have to cover up, but I would choose cold any day, because because I know how to look for a way to get warm. All I needed to do then in just was get some more socks, put gloves on my hand a few times, wear cardigan. So I preferred living like that. Then now let me bring Abuja into the picture and say how the weather has been. I feel like for the first couple of months it was kind of in between. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, but I liked that at least it was airy enough. The roads are wider, the streets are wider, the house is better than in Lagos, where I felt like I really could not breathe. For a lot of times I'm in Lagos, that's how I felt. So it's been nice in Abuja, it's been so much nicer. Presently, we're experiencing a hotter weather in Abuja, but I noticed that once it's about 6:30 thereabouts, it gets really cool. But you see, in Lagos, even when it is 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm still fanning myself. Hey, so the difference is clear. Let's say if we're going to do a scale, I would put the obviously more convenient place for me to be, like weather-wise. I love the weather in Jos first, then I love the weather in Abuja next, then Lagos. I don't love the weather, I just manage. I have to be like experiencing a very rainy day in Lagos to be like, oh my god, such a beautiful weather. But there's some people that tell you they prefer heat to cold, though. This is just me, my opinion. So yeah, I just wanted to juxtapose the differences between the weather in Lagos, Jos, Abuja, and so far so good. Just did it for me, man. I miss Jos sometimes just because of the weather. That flex is unmatched. I miss it so much. But I live here now, I live in Abuja, so I have to manage it. I won't mind visiting sometimes. If I need to cool my head and I can afford it, taking a trip to Jos just to experience the weather. It's that good. There's so much more about Jos than that, but like that's number one for me. It's one of the greatest things that has happened. I feel like I also experienced I missed that. At the time when in Jos I was seeing ice falling from the sky. I was at home, thankfully, because I'm sure if it falls on people's heads it's not so safe, but I enjoyed seeing it because it's worth watching in movies where snow is falling. I don't know if ice falls abroad, I think it does, but we watch snow all the time and I've always wanted to experience it. That was like my first version of experiencing something that cool, and I picked some in my hand. I think I even posted a video on TikTok. I've never seen anything like that in Lagos, I've never seen anything like that in Abuja, so it's obvious why Jos is the coldest, and I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the geography, like where each state is located on the map. Understandable, doesn't mean I can't complain. Then maybe if anybody wants to ignore it, like people that don't notice, it's most likely those who truly just live in AC, from AC to AC. You go to the office AC, you go home you're on AC. So yeah, but me, I'm speaking for people that live with the natural weather, breeze from the window kind of things. Yeah. Then another thing I think I may have missed in between is in Lagos, in my room, or in all the rooms I've ever slept in, there are multiple windows, and I thought windows are for ventilation and cross ventilation, but you see, the breeze will be blowing and the breeze will be warm. It's so bad. I'm so sorry to anybody that will be offended, the weather police of the world. One more, that's not a way to live, bro. That's not a way. And sorry if anybody's going to be offended, but yeah, I think that there's just something wrong with that state. Maybe it's even coming from the ceiling of the not the ceiling, from the sky above Lagos. It's coming from the sky above Lagos, where it just cannot be cool breeze. God has to send us rain and send us harmattan. Even when there was harmattan and I was in Lagos, all the times, all that will happen is my lips will get chapped, my feet will maybe feel like there's harmattan, I'll have whites, but that cold that you expect, the people there are too many to allow it to flow. Normally, if you go to a club and you sit there, if you're coming into the club and it's still empty, the AC will still be blowing around, just let 20 people enter and people start dancing. That body heat, that's how it feels like Lagos is running 247. So I know that typically a lot of bodies or people being in a place together actually makes heat to compound. So yeah, maybe that's part of the problems in Lagos. The population is crazy. Then for Abuja zone, I think the function of the heat is just I think where I live right now, there could be more windows. Maybe if there were, it would be better, because I've lived in other places in Abuja before now, and there were wider windows, and it was great because the buildings were not too tight together and the compound was spacious, so much that breeze blows. And then I think those houses were upstairs, this is down, so maybe that's why it's different. But I mean, compared to Lagos, I would prefer the Abuja weather, and compared to Abuja, I would prefer the Jos weather. It's just convenient to have good breeze, cool weather, and you can think better. It really helps my creative process. It really does help. I truly believe that heat is not a friend of good creation. you will now enter AC and be like, oh my god, my brain feels better. Then in Lagos, I just remembered some of my experiences of dealing with heat is I'll go to the bank. I'll go to the bank and go and sit down there. Even sometimes I could be I know I could be faster with what I'm looking for. I could go to customer service, but when they tell me, oh, submit your form and sit down wait, I'll be so glad. I'll just sit down and go and find one nice area. If the AC is not reaching me, I'll go and stand there where the AC is. That's what I used to do. Or any other establishment, enter one nice small restaurant or wherever and just get that AC feeling on my body. And then go back to my reality. Then in Abuja, how have I coped with the weather? I don't know, I just take walks, I guess. And there's fan, there's more light than usual, so I can use fan to like settle down one up. But overall, just wins for me. Let me know in the comments section where you've stayed in Nigeria, any of the states, how it feels like the weather or whatever it's like. I know that there's some places I've been to Kano, I've been to Kaduna, I've been to Bauchi. Some of those ones felt dry. Like it wasn't too hot, the sun was crazy too, but like when I say dry, it's like it's so dry that my nose will feel like something's pinching me. Those places were not so easy to live in, and I guess people that live there are used to it. But I liked the north a lot. The times I visited different states in the north, I really liked it. I just know that some places have harsher weather, some have mid, some have cutie weathers, whatever that means. So yeah, let me know in the comment section if you have any different experience, or if you live in Abuja, or you live in Lagos, or you've lived in Jos. Let me know how it felt for you, because this is my own experience. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not, and what else? Comment, yeah, please let me know your thoughts. Check my other videos out. You might find things that would inspire you or that'll just pick your brain and entertain you. So that's it for today. I'll see you in another video. Bye.